The space station was huge. Emma Park had seen pictures before, but standing here now, looking at the massive glass walls and the stars beyond them, she felt very small. She was 16 years old, with black hair tied back in a simple ponytail and brown eyes that watched everything carefully. She carried one bag over her shoulder. Everything she owned was inside it. Emma was human. She came from Earth, and in this galaxy, that meant something very different than she had expected. The Galactic Unity Academy was famous. Students from more than 40 different alien species came here to learn together. They studied science, diplomacy, art, and history. The goal was simple. Young people from different worlds would become friends here. Then, when they grew up and became leaders, they would keep the peace between their planets. But when Emma walked through the main doors, every alien in the entrance hall stopped moving. They stopped talking. They just stared at her. She had been told this might happen. Her teachers back on Earth had tried to prepare her. Humans were new to the galactic community. Earth had only made contact with alien life 5 years ago. And when the aliens learned about Earth, they were shocked. Earth was what they called a Deathworld. Most planets where intelligent life grew up were gentle places. The weather was calm. The animals were peaceful. Food was easy to find. Evolution on those worlds was slow and kind. Earth was different. Earth had earthquakes and volcanoes. It had hurricanes and floods. It had deserts where nothing could live and oceans full of monsters. It had diseases that could kill millions. It had predators everywhere. Lions and tigers and wolves and sharks. And most terrifying of all, it had humans. Humans who had survived all of it. Humans who had learned to hunt the hunters. Humans who had conquered the most dangerous planet in the known galaxy. To the aliens staring at Emma right now, she was not just a new student. She was a creature from a nightmare world. She was walking proof that something could survive hell. Emma pretended not to notice the stares. She walked forward calmly, following the signs toward the administration office. Her footsteps echoed in the sudden silence. A tall alien with wings like a dragonfly met her at the office door. This was Principal Veth, the head of the academy. Veth was polite but nervous. Emma could see it in the way the alien kept a careful distance from her. "Welcome to the academy," Veth said. "We are very pleased to have our first human student. I hope you will be comfortable here." "Thank you," Emma said. She kept her voice soft and friendly. "I am happy to be here." Veth showed her around the school. The classrooms were beautiful. The technology was amazing. Everything was clean and bright and peaceful. Emma saw students of all shapes and sizes. Some had scales. Some had fur. Some looked like clouds of colored gas. Some had no bodies at all, just floating lights that somehow thought and talked and learned. All of them moved away when Emma came near. Her room was in the dormitory building. She would share it with another student, a girl from a species called the Villani. When Emma opened the door, she found her roommate already there, sitting on one of the 2 beds. The Villani girl was beautiful in a strange way. Her skin was pale purple, like lavender flowers. Her eyes were large and silver. She had no hair, but soft patterns moved across her scalp like slow waves. She looked up when Emma entered, and Emma saw fear in those silver eyes. "Hello," Emma said gently. "My name is Emma. I think we are going to be roommates." The alien girl stood up quickly. She pressed herself against the far wall. "I am Lily," she said. Her voice was shaking. "Lily Torres. I chose a human name because I thought it might make you more comfortable." Emma felt sad. This girl was so scared of her. "That was very kind of you." "Thank you, Lily." She moved slowly, putting her bag on the empty bed. She made sure all her movements were calm and easy to see. No sudden gestures. No quick turns. Like she was trying not to scare a small animal. The first week was hard. Emma went to her classes. She did her homework. She ate in the cafeteria. And everywhere she went, people avoided her. She heard what they whispered about her. Humans eat meat. They eat the bodies of dead animals. Their planet has creatures that hunt and kill for fun. I heard humans used to fight wars against each other. Millions of them died. She probably wants to hurt us. That is what her species does. Emma heard all of it. She said nothing. She just kept being polite. She kept being gentle. She smiled at everyone, even when they turned away from her. Slowly, very slowly, Lily began to relax. Emma never raised her voice. Emma never moved too fast. Emma always asked before borrowing anything. She was clean and quiet and respectful. One night, after about 10 days, Lily finally spoke to her properly. "You are not what I expected," she said softly. Emma looked up from her homework. "What did you expect?" "I do not know. Something scary, I think. Something dangerous." Emma smiled. It was a kind smile, a gentle smile. "I understand. Your people have never had to be dangerous. You grew up on a peaceful world. You do not know what it is like to need to fight to survive." Lily nodded slowly. "Is it true? The things they say about Earth? Some of them? Earth is dangerous. Many things there can kill you. Humans have had to be strong to survive. But you seem so nice." Emma's smile changed slightly. There was something deeper in it now, something Lily could not quite understand. Being nice is a choice, Lily. Being dangerous is just what we are. The two things are not opposites. On Earth, we learn to be both. Lily thought about this for a long time. In another part of the school, a group of students was also talking about the human. Their leader was a boy named Marcus Webb. His species was made of living crystal, beautiful and delicate. They came from a perfect world with no predators and no disasters. They had never known fear or hunger or pain. Marcus looked at his friends. There was Tyler Ross, whose people lived in water. There was Jake Miller, tall and thin with skin like paper. And there was Grace Kim, who could read and control the emotions of others with her mind. "The human does not belong here," Marcus said. "She is an animal from a primitive world. We should show everyone what she really is." His friends agreed. They began to make plans. And Emma, alone in her room with her new friend, had no idea what was coming. It started with small things. Things that Emma could almost pretend were accidents. In her first science class, no one would sit next to her. The seats on both sides stayed empty. When the teacher asked them to work in groups, everyone suddenly had partners already. Emma worked alone. In the cafeteria, she would find a table and sit down. Within minutes, everyone else at that table would leave. They did not say anything rude. They just picked up their food and walked away, as if she was not there at all. Whispers followed her everywhere. She heard her name in conversations that stopped when she came near. She saw people pointing at her when they thought she was not looking. Emma told herself it was normal. She was different. She was new. People were scared of what they did not understand. It would get better with time. But then Marcus Webb decided that ignoring her was not enough. The first real attack was on her homework. Emma spent 3 days working on an essay about galactic history. She was proud of it. She saved it to the school computer system and went to bed. When she woke up the next morning, the file was gone. Deleted. No backup. No trace. She had to tell her teacher she did not have her homework. The teacher looked at her with cold eyes. "Perhaps on your world, excuses are acceptable. Here, we expect responsibility." Emma got her first failing grade. A few days later, She walked into the science lab and found her equipment destroyed. Glass tubes were broken. Chemicals were spilled. Everything she needed for her project was ruined. The teacher shook his head. "You should be more careful with school property. You will have to pay for the damage." "I did not do this," Emma said quietly. "Then who did?" Emma did not know. But when she looked across the room, she saw Marcus Webb watching her. He was smiling. Grace Kim was the next one to attack. Grace could touch other people's minds. She could make them feel things that were not real. During one class, Emma suddenly felt a wave of terror wash over her. Her heart started beating fast. Her hands began to shake. She felt like something was hunting her, something huge and hungry and close. She looked around the classroom. Nothing was wrong. Nothing was dangerous. But the fear did not stop. Then she saw Grace staring at her with a small smile. Emma understood. She closed her eyes. She took slow, deep breaths. On Earth, humans learned to control their fear. Fear was useful, but only if you were in charge of it. Fear that controlled you would get you killed. Slowly she pushed the false fear away. It took all her strength, but she did it. When she opened her eyes, Grace looked surprised. "Interesting," Emma heard Grace whisper to her friends. "She is stronger than I thought." The attacks became physical. Tyler Ross was waiting for her in a hallway one day. As she walked past, he stuck out his foot. Emma tripped and fell hard on the floor. Her books scattered everywhere. "Oh, sorry," Tyler said. "Not sorry at all. I did not see you there. You should watch where you walk, human." His friends laughed. Emma picked up her books slowly. She did not say anything. She did not even look at them. She just gathered her things and walked away. "Coward," she heard someone say behind her. That night, Lily was angry. "You have to do something. You have to fight back." Emma sat on her bed, looking at her bruised knee. "No. Why not? They hurt you. They destroy your work. They make your life terrible. Because that is what they want." Emma's voice was calm. Too calm. "They want me to fight. They want me to prove that humans are violent animals. If I hit them, I prove them right. Then I get expelled, and they win." Lily made a frustrated sound. "So you just let them hurt you?" "I am being patient. I am showing everyone that humans can be peaceful, that we can control ourselves, but it is not fair." Emma looked at her friend. There was something in her eyes that Lily had never seen before. Something deep and old and cold. "Fair has nothing to do with survival, Lily. I learned that on Earth. Life is not fair. It never was. You just do what you have to do. And what do you have to do?" Emma did not answer for a long time. Then she said, very softly, "I hope I never have to show you." The bullying continued. Jake Miller shoved her into a wall when no one was watching. Someone put something in her food that made her sick for 2 days. Her clothes were stolen from the laundry room. Mean messages appeared on her personal computer, calling her monster, animal, killer. Emma reported everything to the administration. Principal Veth promised to investigate. Nothing ever happened. Marcus Webb's family was powerful. Tyler and Jake and Grace all came from important worlds. No one wanted to make trouble with them. Emma kept being patient. She kept being calm. She kept hoping things would get better, but something inside her was changing. She was not aware of it at first, but Lily noticed. The way Emma moved was different now. She always sat with her back against a wall. Her eyes were always moving, watching doors and windows and exits. When someone walked up behind her, her whole body tensed for just a moment before relaxing. Emma was not just enduring the bullying anymore. Some deep part of her, some ancient human instinct, had woken up. It was watching. It was learning. It was preparing. On Earth, humans were not the biggest animals. They were not the fastest or the strongest. But they were patient. They could track prey for days. They could plan and prepare and wait for exactly the right moment. And when that moment came, they struck with deadly precision. Marcus and his friends had no idea what they were waking up. They thought Emma was weak because she did not fight back. They thought she was scared because she ran away. They did not understand that running away and being scared were not the same thing. They did not understand that Emma was not running away. She was choosing her. 1 month after Emma arrived at the academy, Marcus decided it was time to end the game. The human had not broken yet. She had not attacked anyone. She had not proved his point. He needed to push harder. We need to hurt something she cares about, he told his friends. We need to make it personal. They all looked at each other. Then Grace smiled. I know exactly what to do, she said. The Villani girl, her roommate. They are friends now. Marcus nodded slowly. Yes, that is perfect. They began to plan. And Emma, training alone in the gymnasium that night, practicing the fighting techniques that every human learned as a child, did not know that everything was about to change. She finished her workout, wiped the sweat from her face, and walked back to her room. Lily was there, doing homework. Safe and happy, Emma smiled at her friend. She did not know it was almost the last peaceful night they would have. Thursday started like any other day. Emma woke up early, as she always did. She exercised in her room for 20 minutes, as she always did. She took a shower, got dressed, and looked over at Lily's bed. It was empty. This was strange. Lily always woke up later than Emma. Lily loved to sleep. She would stay in bed until the last possible moment, then rush to get ready for class. But this morning, her bed was empty and cold. She had been gone for a while. Emma felt something shift in her chest. A small warning. A tiny voice that said something was wrong. She tried to contact Lily through her personal device. No answer. She asked the school computer where Lily was. The computer said Lily's location was unknown. Emma skipped breakfast. She walked through the school, looking for her friend. She asked other students. No one had seen Lily, or if they had, they would not tell Emma. The warning feeling grew stronger. She found the answer in the medical building. A nurse stopped her at the door. You cannot go in there, the nurse said. My roommate is in there. Lily Torres. What happened to her? The nurse looked uncomfortable. There was an incident. She is being treated. What kind of incident? I cannot give you that information. Emma did not move. She stood very still, looking at the nurse with those brown eyes that had seen Earth's predators and survived. Tell me what happened to my friend. Something in her voice made the nurse step back. She confronted some other students. There was a fight. She was hurt. How badly? She is unconscious. She has many bruises. But she will recover. Emma's face did not change. Her voice did not change. But something in the air around her seemed to grow cold. Who did this? I do not know. She would not say, Can I see her? The nurse hesitated, then nodded. 5 minutes only. Emma walked into the medical room. Lily was lying on a white bed, connected to machines that beeped softly. Her beautiful lavender skin was covered with dark purple bruises. One of her eyes was swollen shut. Her arm was wrapped in bandages. Emma stood beside the bed for a long moment, not moving. She looked at every injury. She memorized every bruise. Lily opened her good eye. When she saw Emma, she tried to smile, but it hurt too much. Emma, she whispered. I am sorry. Why are you sorry? I tried to help. I tried to make them stop. I went to Marcus and told him to leave you alone. Lily's voice was weak. I was not very good at fighting. Emma reached out and gently touched Lily's uninjured hand. You should not have done that. You should not have put yourself in danger for me. You are my friend. My first real friend. I could not just watch them hurt you anymore." Emma was quiet for a moment. When she spoke again, her voice was different. Flat. Empty. "What did they do to you?" "It does not matter. Lily, tell me." The Villani girl closed her eye. A tear ran down her bruised cheek. "They surrounded me. They said I was a traitor to my species for being friends with a Deathworlder. They said they would show everyone what happens to traitors." She took a shaky breath. "Grace made me feel so much fear. I could not move. I could not run. And then Tyler and Jake. They hit me. Over and over. Marcus just watched. He said this was a message for you." Emma said nothing. Her hand stayed gentle on Lily's hand, but everywhere else, her body had become completely still, like a predator before it strikes. "They said you would be next," Lily whispered. "They said they would show the whole school what a human really is." "Rest now," Emma said softly. "I will take care of everything." "Emma, please do not do anything dangerous. I do not want you to get expelled because of me." Emma leaned down and kissed Lily's forehead very gently. "I told you once that I hoped I would never have to show you something. Do you remember?" Lily nodded weakly. "I'm sorry," Emma said, "but I think you are going to see it now." She walked out of the medical room. The nurse called after her, but Emma did not answer. She walked through the hallways with a steady pace. Not fast, not slow. Just walking. Students moved out of her way without knowing why. Something had changed in the human girl. Something that made every instinct they had scream at them to run. Emma did not look angry. That was the strangest part. Her face was calm. Her eyes were clear. She looked almost peaceful. But that peace was not the peace of someone who had forgiven. It was the peace of someone who had made a decision. The peace of someone who no longer had any doubt about what they needed to do. She found Marcus and his friends in the recreation center. They were sitting together, laughing about something. Probably laughing about what they had done to Lily. Emma walked straight toward them. Tyler saw her first. He nudged Marcus, grinning. "Look, the human is here. Maybe she wants to thank us for the message." They all turned to look at her. Marcus stood up, his crystal body catching the light beautifully. "Ah, Emma, I heard your little friend had an accident." "So sad. She should be more careful who she talks to." Emma stopped a few meters away from them. When she spoke, her voice was very quiet. Every alien in the recreation center could hear it in the sudden silence. "You hurt my friend." Marcus laughed. "She hurt herself. She should have known better than to defend an animal like you. I gave you many chances." Emma's voice was still quiet, still calm. "I was patient. I was kind. I did not fight back when you attacked me. I let you hurt me again and again. I did everything I could to prove that humans can be peaceful." "Peaceful?" Marcus stepped closer, confident in his superiority. "Your species does not know the meaning of that word. You come from a world of death. Violence is all you understand. You are wrong." Emma's eyes met his. "We understand violence better than any species in the galaxy. We understand it so well that we can choose when to use it and when not to." "Choose?" Marcus laughed again. "You have no choice. You are what your planet made you. A killer, maybe." Emma's voice dropped even lower. "Or maybe what my planet made me was something you cannot understand. Maybe we are not killers because we have to be. Maybe we are killers because we need to be. Because the universe is not kind, and someone has to protect the people who cannot protect themselves." Grace tried to attack then. She reached out with her telepathic power, trying to fill Emma's mind with paralyzing fear. The power hit Emma's mind like a wave hitting a wall. Nothing happened. Grace's eyes went wide. "That is impossible. No one can resist me. Your fear is fake, Emma said. I grew up with real fear. Real danger. Every day on Earth, something could kill you. Your little tricks cannot touch a mind that has survived that. She took one step forward. I gave you every chance to stop. I did everything right. And you still hurt my friend. You hurt someone innocent just to send me a message. Another step. So now I will send you a message. Marcus finally felt something strange in his chest. His species had no word for it. They had never evolved the need for such a word. It was fear. What? What are you going to do? He asked. Emma smiled. It was not a kind smile. It was not a gentle smile. It was the smile of something that had stopped pretending to be harmless. I am going to show you, she said, what a Deathworld girl does when she stops being nice. And then she moved. The recreation center had 17 security cameras. Every one of them recorded what happened next. The footage would be studied at military academies across the galaxy for years to come. Experts would slow it down and analyze every movement. They would write papers about it. They would use it to train soldiers. None of them would quite believe what they saw. Tyler Ross moved first. He was fast for his species. His long arms swung toward Emma's head, trying to knock her down. He had done this 100 times before to other students. No one had ever avoided him. Emma was not there anymore. She had moved sideways at the exact moment Tyler attacked. Not before, when she would have had to guess where his arm was going. Not after, when it would have been too late. At the exact moment. Like she had known what he was going to do before he did it. Her hand caught his arm as it passed. She did not try to stop his movement. She used it. She pulled him forward, adding her strength to his own speed. Tyler flew past her and hit the ground hard. 3 of the protective scales on his chest cracked from the impact. He did not get up. Jake Miller was already attacking. He was the biggest of the group, tall and strong. His paper-thin skin could harden like stone when he was angry. He swung his fist at Emma's face with all his strength. Emma ducked under the punch. She stepped inside his reach, too close for him to hit her. Her fingers found the place on his neck where his nerves came together. She pressed. Jake's whole body went stiff. His eyes rolled back. He felt like a tree cut down in a forest. 2 attackers. 2 seconds. Both on the ground. The recreation center had gone completely silent. Every student was frozen, watching something they had never imagined possible. A human fighting. A human winning. A human making it look easy. Grace, Kim screamed. Not out loud, but with her mind. She pushed her power at Emma as hard as she could, broadcasting waves of terror. At the same time, she called for help, sending her fear into the minds of everyone nearby. Students came running from all over the building. They stopped at the door of the recreation center, drawn by Grace's mental call, but held back by what they saw inside. Emma was still standing. She had not even started breathing hard. Your power does not work on me, Emma said calmly. I told you already. Earth teaches us to control our fear. If we did not learn that, we would die. She tilted her head slightly. But you never learned, did you? You never had to face anything scary in your whole life. Grace backed away, her silver eyes wide with an emotion she had never felt before. Stay away from me. I am not going to hurt you. You are weak. You cannot defend yourself without your mind tricks. Emma's voice was almost gentle. Emma's voice was almost gentle. Emma's voice was almost gentle. Go sit down. This is not your fight anymore. Grace ran to the corner of the room and hid behind a chair. Dad left. Marcus, the crystal boy, had not moved since the fight started. He was staring at Emma like she was something from a nightmare. His beautiful body was shaking. His clear skin had turned cloudy with stress. This is impossible, he whispered. You are just a human. You are just an animal from a primitive world. Emma walked toward him slowly. She was not rushing anymore. Tyler and Jake were down. Grace was hiding. Marcus was alone. That is where you made your mistake, Emma said. You thought primitive meant weak. You thought dangerous meant stupid. You looked at Earth and saw a Deathworld. You did not understand what that really means. What does it mean? Marcus's voice cracked. Emma stopped an arm's length away from him. It means everything on my world is trying to kill everything else. The animals, the plants, the weather, the diseases, even the planet itself with its earthquakes and volcanoes. She looked into his eyes. And humans did not just survive that. We became the most successful species on the planet. We went from prey to predator. We went from running away from lions to putting them in cages. But you seemed so nice. So gentle. I am nice. I am gentle. Because I can afford to be. Emma's voice dropped lower. When you are as dangerous as humans are, being nice is not weakness. It is a gift we give to the rest of the universe. It is us choosing every single day to not be the monsters we could be. Marcus tried to run. He turned and headed for the door, moving as fast as his crystal legs could carry him. Emma caught him in 4 steps. She grabbed his shoulder and pushed him against the wall, pinning him there with one hand. Her fingers pressed against his smooth crystal surface, just hard enough to show that she could press harder if she wanted to. Up close, Marcus could see something in her eyes that made his whole body go cold. This was not anger. Angry people made mistakes. Angry people lost control. Emma was not angry. She was focused. Every movement, every breath, every heartbeat was perfectly controlled. She was not fighting him because she was upset. She was fighting him because she had decided to fight him, and now she was doing it as efficiently as possible. This was what millions of years of evolution on a Deathworld created. Not a berserker. Not a monster. A perfect predator. Something that could turn violence on and off like a light switch. Something that knew exactly how much force was needed and never used more. On Earth, Emma said softly, we have a saying. You started it. I will finish it. Please, Marcus whispered. Please do not hurt me. Did Lily say please? When you and your friends surrounded her? When they beat her while you watched? Marcus could not answer. His species had no concept of guilt. They had never needed it. I want you to remember this feeling, Emma continued. This is fear. Real fear. The kind your ancestors never had to feel because nothing ever hunted them. She leaned closer. This is what it feels like to be prey. She held him there for a long moment. Marcus could feel how strong she was. He could feel the controlled power in her grip. If she wanted to, she could crush his crystal body like glass. He knew it. She knew it. Then she let go. Marcus slid down the wall, his legs too weak to hold him. The difference between us, Emma said, looking down at him, is that I know when to stop. I know how to show mercy. Your people never learned that because you never had to fight. You never had to choose between killing and not killing. She stepped back. I hope you learned something today. I hope you remember that being peaceful is not the same as being harmless. Security officers rushed into the room. They had weapons drawn, pointing at Emma. Behind them, teachers and administrators were pushing through the crowd of students. Emma raised her hand slowly, showing she was not a threat. I am done, she said calmly. They will need medical attention. Tyler has broken scales. Jake is unconscious, but not injured. Grace is scared, but not hurt. Marcus is fine. The security officers looked at the scene. 4 students down or terrified. 1 human standing in the middle, not even breathing hard. What happened here? One officer asked. They attacked my friend this morning. They put her in the medical building. Emma's voice was steady. I came to give them a message. And the message? Emma looked at Marcus one more time. The crystal boy flinched away from her gaze. The message is that humans do not start fights, but we finish them. Every time. The security officers took her away. As she walked past the crowd of students, she noticed something strange. They were not looking at her with fear anymore. They were looking at her with something else entirely: respect. The news spread across the galaxy within hours. A human teenager at the Galactic Unity Academy had defeated 4 students in combat. She had done it in seconds. She had done it without weapons. And most shocking of all, she had done it without seriously hurting anyone. The video from the security cameras was everywhere. News stations played it over and over. Experts analyzed every frame. Politicians gave speeches about it. Military leaders watched it in private and quietly began updating their assessment of Earth. Emma sat in a small waiting room outside Principal Veth's office. A security officer stood by the door, watching her carefully. She did not try to talk to him. She just sat there, calm and patient, waiting to learn her fate. She had been waiting for 3 hours when Lily came in. The Villani girl still looked terrible. Her bruises had not healed yet. She moved slowly, carefully, like every step hurt. But she had left the medical building as soon as she heard what happened. She had walked across the entire campus to find Emma. "You are an idiot," Lily said. She sat down next to Emma and leaned her head against the human's shoulder. "A complete and total idiot, I know. You could have been expelled. You could have been sent to prison. You could have started a war between Earth and the privileged worlds. I know." Lily was quiet for a moment. Then she said, very softly, "Thank you." Emma put her arm around her friend gently, careful not to touch any of the bruises. "You would have done the same for me. You already did. I got beaten up for 5 minutes. You defeated 4 people in 10 seconds. Quality over quantity." Lily laughed. It hurt her ribs, but she laughed anyway. The door to the principal's office opened. Veth stood there, looking at both of them with those strange insect eyes. "Emma Park, please come in." Emma stood up. Lily grabbed her hand. "I am coming too." Veth hesitated, then nodded. "Very well." The principal's office was full of screens. Each screen showed a different news report about the incident. Veth turned them all off as Emma and Lily sat down. "Do you understand the situation you have created?" Veth asked. "I defended my friend after your school failed to protect her," Emma said calmly. "I reported the bullying for weeks. Nothing was done. When Lily tried to stand up for me, she was attacked. What was I supposed to do? You were supposed to let the administration handle it. The administration did nothing. Veth had no response to that." "I watched the recordings," Veth said finally. "All of them. Not just from today, but from the past month. I saw everything Marcus and his friends did to you. I saw how you refused to fight back, over and over. I saw your reports being ignored." The principal's wings rustled with something that might have been shame. "The administration failed you. I failed you." Emma said nothing. She just waited. "The families of the other students are demanding your expulsion," Veth continued. "They are calling for criminal charges. They say you are a dangerous animal who attacked innocent students. Is that what you believe?" Veth was silent for a long moment. Then the principal did something unexpected. Veth played one of the security recordings on a screen. It showed the moment Emma caught Marcus against the wall. The moment she held him there, clearly able to hurt him, clearly in complete control, and then the moment she let him go. "Do you know what impressed me most about this recording?" Veth asked. "It was not your fighting ability. It was this. The moment you chose to stop." The principal's voice was thoughtful. We were all so afraid of what humans might do if they got angry. We never considered that humans might be even more impressive when they control that anger. We are not mindless killers, Emma said quietly. We never were. We just learned a long time ago that sometimes violence is necessary. And when it is necessary, it is better to be very, very good at it. Beth nodded slowly. Marcus Webb, Tyler Ross, Jake Miller, and Grace Kim have been expelled. The security recordings clearly show months of bullying, harassment, and assault. This morning's attack on Lily Torres was the final evidence needed. Lily squeezed Emma's hand tightly. You will face no disciplinary action, Beth continued. Your actions have been classified as defense of yourself and others. However, the Galactic Council has asked to speak with you. With me? Why? They want to understand humans better. They watched what you did, but more importantly, they watched what you did not do. Beth leaned forward. You could have killed those students. Everyone knows that now. But you chose not to. You used exactly enough force to stop the threat and not one bit more. That kind of control, that kind of restraint, is something many species cannot understand. Emma thought about this. What should I tell them? Tell them the truth. Tell them what you told Marcus. That humans choose to be peaceful because they can afford to be. That your kindness is not weakness, but strength. Beth's voice was almost respectful now. Tell them that the galaxy has been afraid of the wrong thing. We were afraid of what humans could do. We should have been grateful for what humans choose not to do. The meeting with the Galactic Council happened a week later. Emma stood in front of representatives from dozens of species, all watching her with a mix of fear and curiosity. She told them about Earth, about the predators and the disasters, about the millions of years humans spent learning to survive, about how that survival had made them strong in ways other species could not imagine. But then she told them something else. My people do not want to conquer the galaxy, she said. We do not want to fight wars or dominate other species. We just want to live in peace. We want friends. We want to learn from you and share what we know. Then why are you so dangerous? One council member asked. Emma smiled. It was the same kind smile she had shown Lily on their first day together. Because the universe is dangerous. Bad things happen to peaceful people. My ancestors learned that lesson the hard way. So yes, we are dangerous. We are very, very dangerous. But we will never use that danger to hurt innocent people. How can we trust that? You watched me fight 4 people who had been tormenting me for a month. 4 people who put my best friend in the hospital. I had every reason to hurt them badly. Emma's voice was steady. I did not. I stopped the threat, and then I stopped. That is who humans are. We fight when we have to. We stop when we can. And we never, ever forget which is which. The council was silent for a long time. Then, slowly, one by one, the representatives began to nod. Emma returned to the academy the next day. She walked through the halls with Lily beside her. Students still watched her, but it was different now. Some smiled at her. Some nodded with respect. A few even came up to introduce themselves, to tell her they were glad she was there. Things were not perfect. They probably never would be. There would always be people who feared humans. There would always be misunderstandings and conflicts, but something had changed. The galaxy had seen what a human could do when pushed too far. And more importantly, they had seen what a human would not do, even when given the chance. Emma Park was not just a student anymore. She was proof that the most dangerous creatures in the universe could also be the most gentle. That strength and kindness were not opposites. That sometimes, the best protectors are the ones who know exactly how much it hurts to need protection. Lily took her hand as they walked to their first class. So, what happens now? Emma looked at her friend and smiled. Now we learn. We make more friends. We show everyone that humans are not something to be afraid of. And if someone else tries to bully us? Emma's smile grew just a little bit wider. Then we show them what happens when they mess with a Deathworld girl and her friends. Lily laughed. This time, it did not hurt at all. And somewhere far away, on a little blue planet covered with danger and beauty and impossible life, the rest of humanity went about their day. They did not know that one of their daughters had just changed how the whole galaxy saw them, but they would learn. After all, humans were very good at learning. It was how they had survived. It was how they had become the most terrifying and the most wonderful species the universe had ever known.